create a mandala, you're going to want to find something to trace, something somewhat large like a coffee can lid. Go ahead and trace it on your piece of paper. You're going to have to use your ruler to find the center. So you're going to first of all line it up, make sure it's somewhat in the middle, and take the width and you will divide it in half, make a little mark. Line your ruler to the top. You're going to make sure it's aligned with that first dot before you find the middle. Mine was about three and a quarter, and I erased that first dot. Again, the dot should just be somewhat in the center. Just eyeball it and make sure. Then you're going to split your mandala in some sections. So you'll draw a straight line going down, another horizontal line, and these third lines are going to be a little tricky. You have to eyeball them and just make sure that they are somewhat in the center of both of those quarters before drawing your lines. You should have a little chart that looks like this. You are going to have to freehand some circles, so just go slow, try your best, eyeball it, and then just try to pay attention to the width of the next circle and making sure that it is kind of parallel to that first one. So you're going to want to separate your mandala into these sections or bands that you're going to fill with your own designs. You want to make it unique. And you can find inspiration from a bunch of Zentangle designs. You can look up mandalas online, but remember it should be your own. If you are working with watercolors, you will want to make sure that you do this on watercolor paper, if not in your sketchbook, and you'll use a color scheme to color it in with colored pencils. So here I am going over that first circle with pen. I erased all the lines in the center there, and I'm going to draw a flower. And like I said, you're going to fill each band with a different radiating design. And again, you can take inspiration from Zentangle designs. You can come up with your own, but they should be complex. They should not just be super simple designs. And again, you should have your mandala separated into multiple bands to make it more complex as well. I really like the look of the fine liner using pens and thin point Sharpies. If you don't have these at home, a black color pencil sharpened will do just fine. And right now I'm just designing the bands. Notice how I can split my sections down even further by just putting a line that is in between each section. You just want to make sure that these lines are pointing towards that middle dot. So you can always take a ruler and just double check that it's pointing towards that middle dot before you go over it with your fine line. After I put in my designs, I am then going to most likely shade it with black so I can kind of focus on my positive and negative space before I finalize it with color. So again, afterwards I'm going to probably go in, I'm going to probably put in some black Sharpie and just kind of fill in some of these different designs with some more value before I add my color scheme. And in a later video I will discuss how to color it, how to apply color to your mandala, etc. But this is the beginning steps of creating your mandala and starting to separate it, starting to put in those bands.